So the next film I watched was a film that's been in film distribution limbo for many years. This is Rachel Tunnard's Adult Life Skills. It's based on a short film that I'm forgetting the name of the short film. It was something. Oh, it had a really cool name. The short film. I have not seen the short film. So where am I going with this? Oh, so the short film, and I think it was called Emotional Fuse Box. That sounds right. It was something Fuse Box. The short film and the feature film both starred Jodie Whittaker as a grieving 20-something, she's 29 actually, woman named Anna who lives in her mother's gardening shed. As the film progresses, you discover who she's grieving and why she's having trouble launching herself as an adult. It's one of those sort of quirky comedies where you have a situation that almost anyone can relate to, but also done with, quirks like she creates these videos with her thumbs. So that's, it's a little quirky. It doesn't 100% work for me, but I saw a lot of people comparing it to Gondry, except that in the Gondry, I'm thinking that they're thinking maybe Silence of Sleep style. It's very whimsical, and the whimsy is sort of melded with the reality, and the videos are never presented as reality. They are always presented as videos, and the video art feels more like the video art in something like You and Me and Me and You and Everyone We Know, by Miranda July, where you have someone trying to express feelings through video art. That felt more, if you're gonna do a comparison, at least get the right comparison. Although I'd really like to ask this director if that was actually the inspiration or not, because that's what it felt like to me. So she goes through the journey of reconnecting with old friends who tell her to get on with themselves, to attempting to actually have a relationship with somebody because she's going to get past her emotional development issues, letting go of the things that are holding her back, fixing her relationship with her family, all of that. So it's not anything you haven't seen before. Whittaker is very good. Obviously, the reason this film finally got released was she is the new Doctor Who, and so you get to have a big star like that in your little film. Your little film will finally find a space. So it's in limited theaters, and it's also for rent on Amazon and Google and iTunes, etc. I enjoyed the. There was one of the performances. Who was it? I enjoyed the performance of the best friend, but I'm forgetting. I think it's Rachel Deering. She's sort of the best friend who has come back and is trying to get her sort of back launched again. And I enjoyed that relationship. Oh, I forgot there's a precocious kid in this movie too. So there's a precocious kid in the movie whose mother is dying, and so the girl, Jodie Whittaker's character, can see her own grief mirrored in the grief that she knows this kid's going to go through, and that kind of helps her move forward, but I didn't think that quite worked. I also enjoyed the ending. The ending was quite fun. So I would say this wasn't terrible, but it wasn't it didn't move me as well as I think it could have, as someone who usually enjoys sort of failure to launch type movies. It was almost too quirky at moments. But maybe, I'm going to posture here, maybe that's what, it's one of those small town quirkiness, only instead of small town America, it's small town Northern England, and maybe that is how people in those towns are. I don't know. I've never lived there. So perhaps it is less quirky than it seems and just more realistic to a place that I'm unfamiliar with. This is a possibility. So if you like those sort of failure to launch 20-something, post-college life crisis movies, then, this fits firmly in that canon. And again, Jodie Whittaker is quite good in it. So this is Adult Life Skills It's written and directed by Rachel Tunnard, and you can rent it pretty much anywhere, and it's in theaters in a handful of places, probably New York and LA. So if that sounds like something you were interested in, I would say check it out. And really to this point, I'm just grateful that there are movies like this that are being made, because there's so many, by men, that it's, if they're going to have generic movies like this, I'll take a generic movie like this by a woman any day. So